EMT, or electrical metallic tubing, is a common raceway solution for electrical wiring. Its use is governed by the National Electrical Code, or NEC, which aims to ensure electrical safety. The question of whether EMT with compression fittings can be used in a covered garage with two sides open to the weather hinges on the interpretation and application of the NEC. Garages, even those with open sides, can be subject to environmental factors like moisture and temperature variations. The NEC addresses the suitability of different wiring methods based on these environmental conditions. When evaluating the acceptability of EMT in such a location, several factors come into play, including the type of fittings used, the potential for physical damage, and the presence of corrosive agents. Compression fittings are designed to provide a secure and watertight connection between sections of EMT. However, their effectiveness depends on proper installation and maintenance. In environments where moisture is present, corrosion can occur, potentially compromising the integrity of the fitting and the grounding path of the conduit system. Article 300.12 of the NEC addresses mechanical continuity of raceways and cables. It states that raceways must be installed so that the completed system is mechanically continuous and provides a path for grounding from equipment to the source. If corrosion weakens the connection, the grounding path could be compromised, creating a safety hazard. Article 300.6 of the NEC discusses protection against corrosion. It requires that metal raceways, cable trays, cable armor, and other metal enclosures be suitably protected against corrosion, both internally and externally. This protection can be achieved through various means, such as using corrosion-resistant materials or applying protective coatings. In a garage environment, particularly one open to the weather, the risk of corrosion is elevated. The NEC also addresses the issue of wet locations. A wet location is defined as an area where exposure to weather and water is frequent or prolonged. Section 314.15 of the NEC requires that boxes, conduit bodies, and fittings installed in wet locations be approved for use in such locations. This typically means that the equipment is designed and constructed to prevent water from entering and accumulating inside. If the covered garage is considered a wet location, standard compression fittings may not be suitable unless they are specifically listed and labeled for wet location use. Some manufacturers offer compression fittings with features like O-rings or other sealing mechanisms to enhance their watertightness. These fittings may be acceptable for use in damp or wet locations, provided they are installed according to the manufacturer's instructions and the NEC requirements. However, it is crucial to verify the listing and labeling of the fittings to ensure they are appropriate for the intended application. Furthermore, the NEC addresses the potential for physical damage to wiring systems. Article 300.4 requires that wiring be protected from physical damage. In a garage environment, there is a risk of vehicles, tools, or other objects coming into contact with the EMT. If the conduit is exposed to physical damage, it could be dented, crushed, or otherwise compromised, which could damage the conductors inside and create a safety hazard. To mitigate the risk of physical damage, the EMT can be installed in a location where it is less likely to be struck or damaged, or it can be protected by barriers or guards. The specific requirements for physical protection will depend on the severity of the potential damage and the judgment of the electrical inspector. In addition to the general requirements for EMT installation, the NEC also includes specific rules for garages. Section 513.3b addresses wiring and equipment located in commercial garages, repair, and storage areas. While this section primarily applies to commercial facilities, it provides valuable guidance on the types of wiring methods that are considered acceptable in garage environments. The local electrical inspector has the final authority on whether EMT with compression fittings is acceptable in a particular installation. The inspector will consider the specific details of the installation, including the environmental conditions, the potential for physical damage, and the listing and labeling of the equipment. It is always advisable to consult with the local electrical inspector before beginning any electrical work to ensure that the installation complies with the NEC and any local amendments. In summary, the suitability of EMT with compression fittings in a covered garage with two sides open to the weather depends on several factors. The potential for corrosion, the presence of moisture, the risk of physical damage, and the listing and labeling of the equipment all need to be considered. While EMT is a versatile and widely used wiring method, it is not always the best choice for every application. In some cases, other wiring methods, such as rigid metal conduit, or RMC, or liquid-tight flexible metal conduit, or LFMC, may be more appropriate. These wiring methods offer enhanced protection against corrosion and physical damage, making them better suited for harsh environments. Ultimately, the decision of whether to use EMT with compression fittings in a covered garage should be based on a careful assessment of the specific conditions and a thorough understanding of the NEC requirements. Consulting with a qualified electrician and the local electrical inspector is essential to ensure a safe and code-compliant installation. It is important to note that electrical codes and standards are constantly evolving, so it is always necessary to refer to the latest edition of the NEC and any applicable local amendments. Keeping up to date with the latest requirements is crucial for ensuring electrical safety and compliance. Now let's delve a bit deeper into the specific NEC articles and sections that are most relevant to the use of EMT in a garage environment. Article 300 of the NEC, as previously mentioned, provides the general requirements for wiring methods and materials. This article covers a wide range of topics, including protection against physical damage, protection against corrosion, and the proper installation of raceways and cables. Section 300.3b addresses the use of metal raceways and enclosures. It requires that metal raceways and enclosures be electrically continuous and be securely fastened to cabinets, boxes, and fittings. This is essential for providing a proper grounding path and minimizing the risk of electrical shock. Section 300.7 discusses raceways exposed to different temperatures. It requires that raceways exposed to widely different temperatures be installed in a manner that prevents the accumulation of moisture. This is particularly important in garage environments where temperature fluctuations can be significant. Section 300.11 covers securing and supporting wiring. It requires that wiring be securely supported to the building structure in a manner that prevents damage to the wiring. This is especially important for EMT, which can be susceptible to bending or damage if not properly supported. Article 314 of the NEC addresses outlet boxes, conduit bodies, and fittings. This article provides detailed requirements for the selection and installation of these components. Section 314.15, as previously mentioned, requires that boxes, conduit bodies, and fittings installed in wet locations be approved for use in such locations. This typically means that the equipment is designed and constructed to prevent water from entering and accumulating inside. Article 358 of the NEC specifically covers EMT. This article provides detailed requirements for the installation of EMT, including the types of fittings that are permitted, the spacing of supports, and the methods for bending and cutting the conduit. Section 358.12 specifies uses not permitted for EMT. While not explicitly prohibiting EMT in garages, this section outlines general limitations, such as not using EMT where subject to severe physical damage or were protected from corrosion solely by enamel. Article 250 of the NEC covers grounding and bonding. This article is essential for ensuring electrical safety and minimizing the risk of electrical shock. Section 250.4 requires that metal raceways be bonded to ensure electrical continuity and provide a low impedance ground fault current path. This is typically accomplished by using bonding jumpers or grounding bushings. Section 250.118 lists the types of equipment, grounding conductors that are permitted. EMT is listed as an acceptable equipment grounding conductor, provided it is properly installed and maintained. Now, let's consider some alternative wiring methods that may be more suitable for use in a covered garage with two sides open to the weather. Firstly, rigid metal conduit, or RMC, is a heavy-duty raceway that offers excellent protection against physical damage and corrosion. RMC is typically made of galvanized steel or aluminum and is designed to withstand harsh environments. Secondly, intermediate metal conduit, or IMC, is a lighter weight alternative to RMC. INC offers similar protection against physical damage and corrosion, but is easier to bend and cut. Thirdly, liquid-type flexible metal conduit, or LFMC, is a flexible raceway that is designed to be watertight. LFMC is typically used in wet locations or where flexibility is required. Fourthly, rigid polyvinyl chloride conduit, or PVC, is a non-metallic raceway that is resistant to corrosion. PVC is a popular choice for underground installations or in areas where corrosive agents are present. Each of these wiring methods has its own advantages and disadvantages, and the best choice will depend on the specific conditions of the installation. When selecting a wiring method, it is important to consider the potential for physical damage, the presence of moisture or corrosive agents, and the overall cost of the installation. Consulting with a qualified electrician can help ensure that the chosen wiring method is appropriate for the application and complies with all applicable codes and standards. Remember, electrical work can be dangerous, and it is always best to leave it to the professionals. Working with electricity requires specialized knowledge and skills, and attempting to do it yourself can put yourself and others at risk. If you are not a qualified electrician, it is strongly recommended that you hire one to perform any electrical work in your home or business. A qualified electrician will have the training, experience, and equipment necessary to perform the work safely and correctly. They will also be familiar with the NEC and any local amendments, ensuring that the installation complies with all applicable codes and standards. In addition to hiring a qualified electrician, it is also important to obtain the necessary permits before beginning any electrical work. Electrical permits are required by most municipalities to ensure that electrical work is performed safely and in accordance with the NEC. Obtaining a permit typically involves submitting a plan of the proposed work to the local building department and paying a fee. The building department will review the plan to ensure that it meets the requirements of the NEC and any local amendments. Once the plan is approved, the building department will issue a permit, which allows the electrical work to begin. After the electrical work is completed, the building department will conduct an inspection to ensure that the work was performed in accordance with the approved plan and the NEC. If the inspection is successful, the building department will issue a certificate of compliance, which indicates that the electrical work is safe and code compliant. Performing electrical work without a permit can result in fines, penalties, and even legal action. It can also create a safety hazard, as the electrical work may not be performed correctly. For these reasons, it is always important to obtain the necessary permits before beginning any electrical work. To recap, the use of EMT with compression fittings in a covered garage with two sides open to the weather is a complex issue that depends on several factors. The potential for corrosion, the presence of moisture, the risk of physical damage, and the listing and labeling of the equipment all need to be considered. While EMT is a versatile and widely used wiring method, it is not always the best choice for every application. In some cases, other wiring methods such as RMC or LFMC may be more appropriate. Ultimately, the decision of whether to use EMT with compression fittings in a covered garage should be based on a careful assessment of the specific conditions and a thorough understanding of the NEC requirements. Consulting with a qualified electrician and the local electrical inspector is essential to ensure a safe and code-compliant installation. Remember to always prioritize electrical safety and comply with all applicable codes and standards.